so much importance of English language in our country and also in the Bihar board. But English has not been mandatory up to the class 10. So what should be the initiatives?
You see, that is a political issue. That is a political issue. Passing the exam in English is not compulsory in Bihar board exam. In India, Bihar is only a state where you don't need to pass 10th board exam in English. So it's a political issue. I cannot make the comment on that, right? But when we are going to look for a job in the market, you cannot do without English. You can't do without English. So what you have to do that? You have no option but to improve your English. And only then you can have a better bread and butter in the market, right? So do not think of the politics of the language that is there. It is a long story. It won't be right to say right now, but I will give the hint. It is driven by the Lohia school of thought that English was made not compulsory in Bihar board exam. It was in other boards, in West Bengal, UP and others, they restored English as a compulsory subject, but Bihar could not muster the courage to do so. However, today or tomorrow, that will happen that. Thank you. Next.
Good evening, sir. I am Shazia.
Hi, sir.
Sir, you are very good English speaker, and now I become your fan to listen your speaking skill.
Thank you.
And I think your English is very, sir, we can't explain enough words your English speaking skill. And now I would like to ask you one thing, that what had you done in your student life to speaking in this time?
Fine. I will tell you, thank you, Sajid. I received my primary education at St. Bora School. St. Bora suna hai? Nahin. My parents used to send me with aloo ka bora. Understand? Us bora ko bichha dete, we used to spread on the floor and then we used to sit there. So it was St. Bora. Understand? I want to encourage you. Let me tell you. So I was taught a school where there was no English. Up to class 6, I didn't know even ABC. Really speaking, I learned my ABC in class 6, where English as a subject was introduced in a school there on that time. I did my 10th board in 1988. But some cousins of mine were staying in the town. I'm a village boy. I was born in a village, a very remote place. When they used to come to the village, I heard them speaking something in English. It was also a desire to know English. But there was no chance of learning it. So at a school, as a village boy, I went to a school, even in high school, I learned somewhat English there. I was not good that much. But after writing 10th board exam, I had a need for learning English. I had a teacher who began to guide me. Professor Murthy Sahib is there, who began to guide me. Then I began to write all the exams in English. I had to make effort for that when I had a strong determination that I would be learning. Moreover, when I graduated from the college, I had some of my friends who were preparing for different competitive exams. They went to face interviews, but they cut a sorry figure in want of their English communication skills. Till that, by that time, I was able to communicate myself in English. I began to help them, sir. I began to help them. Many of my friends also began to communicate themselves in English. And I thought it is a need for the society. I would look for any job. I would establish an organization which can cater to the need of English learning. And I did that. For last 2 decades I've been doing. I wrote many books in the language. What I mean to say, irrespective of your social standing, irrespective of your social background, where you come from, you all can improve Thank you.
I'm a BTech final year student from NIT Allahabad.
Fine.
Actually, I have to place the next year placement in campus, and many multinational company comes in my campus. And what I have to do for improve my English?
Fine. I'll repeat the same thing. Do a lot of reading. Do one thing, that you should read an English newspaper every day. You may skip your lunch, you may skip your breakfast, but never skip reading an English newspaper. After some time you find you have developed your interest. In the beginning, if you do not know English, you will feel it will kind of boring. But you yourself will generate interest in learning English after a few months of time. You have you are students of NIT, you have the classes in English. Make sure that you communicate with your friends in English. Communication is the two-way channel. Do not speak only. Speaking one-way traffic. I speak to you, but when the moment I listen to you, moment you also ask me something, that is your communication comes together. It involves two. It involves two. So involve two or more than two persons and interact with them. Be conversant. Whether you become extra conscious when you are learning English. Oh, if I make a mistake, if she will laugh, he will laugh. You begin to say like that. Is that right? कभी सोचा है हिंदी बोलते हो तो कितनी गलतियां करते हो? कौन हंसता है? हिंदी यदि बोलते हो गलती हो जाती है तो हंसता है कोई दोबारा? और हंसेगा ही तो क्या कर लेगा? कुछ कर लेगा क्या? कोई कानून है क्या? उनको अरेस्ट कर लेगा क्या? नहीं ना? So error making the process of learning. Error making is the process of learning. You make mistakes in English. It's okay. You have a cognitions in your brain that naturally will allow you or disallow you to speak this and not or that. Understand? तुम लाइफ का एक मूवी बनाने जा रहे हो, तुम्हें जॉब मिलेगा, कितने घंटे प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए, कितनी दिन प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए? 2 दिन में 4 दिन हो जाएगा क्या? तो साल भर का टाइम तो दोगे ना? तो तुम अपनी जिंदगी का एक मूवी बनाने जा रहे हो जो दुनिया सब उस पर गर्व करे, समय दो. Then you'll have a real and better movie of your life. Is that right? So your movie will be, you are the director, you are the actor of your own life. As Shakespeare says, life is a drama. Let us play it. Right? This is a stage we are playing. So give time to your thoughts and study. You'll find that your English is going to be good. Understand? English से भी अच्छा तुम्हें अच्छे इंसान बनना है. अंग्रेजी तो सीखोगे ही. Now you are the students of British Lingua. जब तक अच्छी अंग्रेजी सीखोगे नहीं तब तक मत जाने की. You will be studying till you have improved your English. Understand? I never want to hear, I went there and I didn't learn English. I am very much proud of my students. Lakhs of the students have graduated from our nations. They have done well. You too will do it. Right?
And I am first time in any hall, so wrong or right, so please don't mind. Sir, then I am speaking any hall or class, my heart is running fast. So I am know many, but I cannot. जैसे कि हम जो भी जानते हैं, हम क्लास में अपना मतलब कि हम प्रदर्शन नहीं कर पाते. क्यों ऐसे क्यों होता है?
Come here. Please come. Your name?
My name is Ranjit Kumar from Luxor.
तो मंच पर आते हैं तो जांघें थर-थर कांपने लगती है, जियरा धक-धक करने लगता है. It's very natural. It's very natural. And what is the medicine for it? Need to consult with medical. So we are not committing any crime, we are not making any mistake. Why are you afraid? What are you afraid of? You should be afraid of doing something wrong. Is that right? जोर से बोलो. Right? यहाँ करके बोलो. जोर. अब बोलो अपना परिचय दो.
Sir, that is upper in my head. Can I down? Oh, sorry. I am Ranjit Kumar from Luxor.
Don't kiss it. दूर से.
I am also British Lingua student. and I am 15 days ago attend my class, and I am also biggest fan, sir. Then I am studying his book. That's all.
Fine. Right. आप बताओ, आपने तुम्हें गलती हो गई है, कुछ हुआ तो कुछ हुआ, कोई आंधा पड़ा ऐसे? No,
No, sir.
no. So then be strong. However, when you are learning, बोलो मेरे साथ, learn like a fool. Learn like a fool. Speak like a scholar. Understand? जब वो सीखोगे तो दुनिया के जितना मूर्ख मुक्ता दिखाना है वो दिखा दो. अरे कम जानते हैं, मूर्ख देना चाहिए. वह मछली और क्या कहानी? अर्जुन ने किसकी कहानी पता है ना? और कुछ नहीं दिखाई देना चाहिए. तो आप कॉन्फिडेंट हो जाओगे. So you come again and again to the stage. Understand? आप लोग बहुत अच्छा हो. आपको कोई डर नहीं है ना? आपको थकन नहीं है ना? हाँ? बिल्कुल नहीं. ये बिल्कुल नहीं.
And I have two questions from you. That first question is, as you well said that everyone on the time that you said that you all gather here to get employment, and this will help you a lot to get employment.
Right.
But as an Indian or as a Bihari, this is a mentality of ours that we all want to get employment. We don't want to take a risk, and we don't want to be an entrepreneur, and we don't want to get a business, start business. So is there any way to so that this book may help to be an entrepreneur or get started business? And my second question is, sir, after go through this book, is there any way to we all give you feedback of this book?
Thank you. You give the feedback as you have referred this book. So more about the book and how this book is useful to your endeavor. Professor Murthy, my teacher, will answer this question.
It will be English for all purposes. You understand me?
Yes.
This book actually will show you the way. First of all, how you can get rid of the fear of English. If you read this book, it will take some time. But if you read this book, the first thing that it will do is to make you get rid of the fear of English. English is not a demon, it's not an ogre that we can fear. English is a language, just like your own language. And you can have the same proficiency in English as you have in your own language. As far as your question is concerned, I have already answered your question. That this book is not only job oriented. In fact, it is not job oriented at all. My book actually demolishes the idea of a job oriented English teaching course. I don't believe in any job-oriented English teaching course. Because you see, a job is not dependent on the knowledge of any particular language. The job is dependent on your determination, on the dynamism that you have. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, and if you are going to have your own business, now language will not be a hindrance. It will not be an impediment. And it is not necessary for you to know a lot of English. I was in Yemen. Yemen is an Arabic country, you know. They speak only Arabic, but they were learning English. We were teaching them English. I was teaching English in Yemen. Now there, when I went to the shops, I found that the people there, you were talking of entrepreneurship. Now that means business, isn't it?
Yes.
So when I went to business houses, I met people, I found that they could communicate with me. I didn't know Arabic, they didn't know English, not to speak of Hindi. Hindi was out of the question. English and Arabic were the only two options. They didn't know English, I didn't know Arabic, and yet we could communicate. They knew a little of English, I knew a little of Arabic, and yet we could communicate. Now communication, therefore, is not something which is dependent on language. Please note this. Communication is not something which is totally dependent on language. Communication is something which is beyond language. I can communicate with you even if I do not know your language. Therefore, knowing English is not the ultimate objective. The ultimate objective is to develop your skill of communication. That is what Usha Kiran Khan was saying. She was saying that even in Hindi, we can't speak good Hindi. What to speak of English, we can't speak good Hindi. If Biharis go to the other states, like Delhi or like Bombay, they laugh at their Hindi also. Not only English, but Hindi also. We must, the first thing that we have to learn is the importance of language as such. The importance of language as such. Every language is important. Your own language is also important. And communication, let me repeat it, communication is not dependent on language. Communication is a skill which is much larger. And you can communicate, if you have this skill, you can communicate. Language is only a tool, language is only a help. So I think I have answered your question, which was that how would an entrepreneur manage with this book? My book, as I said, does not teach you a job-oriented course of learning English. It teaches you a way free from the job-oriented course of teaching English. Read the book, first read the book, and then you will know what it is and how much it can help you and how it will help you. Isn't it?
But sir, I still have quite confusion. As you see, the Chinese people encouraging their own language, but we are somewhere forgetting our language, our mother language, and we are encouraging international language, that is English.
But how do you know that? What the Chinese are doing, what are their problems, how do you know that?
Because sir, if we go other state and we ask to people.
No, my point is that the Chinese also would be facing the same problems as we are facing with our language vis-a-vis English language.
Yes sir, but Chinese are encouraging their own language also.
Sir has asked you the question. Have you visited China?
No sir, but
have you seen them?
No sir.
No. They told you that Chinese are discouraging English. I tell you, throughout the world, the government of China is spending a huge amount of money on learning English.
प्रत्येक वहाँ पर 49,000 rupees per student पर खर्च कर रही है China government to learn English. How do you say? Moreover, I tell you that in India we are expected to know at least 3 languages because the trilingual formula is there. You are not learning extra language. It's your compulsion now to know at least 3 languages there. So do not be confused. Learn your mother tongue, learn your national language. Additionally, you are supposed to know English. It's because it's a language of communication as a business. Let us go to the government offices. वहाँ communication अंग्रेजी में होती है. Letters जितने होते हैं. If you want to get a justice, Supreme Court में हिंदी में practice नहीं होती है. You cannot practice, no laws can practice in Hindi in the Supreme Court of India. It means from the apex court you cannot get a justice if you do not know English. Did you get my point? Now English will continue in India for infinite time. पॉलिटिकल मूवमेंट इसमें होता रहेगा. बेहतर है कि तुम अच्छी जिंदगी बना लो. Right? But do not be in confusion. Learn at least 3 languages. India is a multilingual society. 1,652 languages are there in India. Can you learn all of them? All of them? No. 1,652 languages are spoken according to the latest census government of India. So English is a link language. You cannot learn Kannada. They cannot learn your Bhojpuri and Maghi and Maithili. English has emerged a link language. So you have no option but to learn.
But why we are forgetting our own language?
Who asked you to forget that?
But sir, everywhere when I used to ask the people that...
No, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking you. Nobody is asking you to forget. You have to learn at least 3 languages. Your mother tongue, your national language, and 1 English. Why are you confused? You don't need to adopt English culture. You don't need to forget. अच्छी हिंदी बोलो, अच्छी और मातृभाषा कोई हो. Be a multilingual person because you are living in a multilingual society. India cannot afford to be a monolingual society. India cannot afford to be a monolingual society. India is a multilingual society. It will continue to be a multilingual society.
May I ask you one thing, if you don't mind?
Please.
Please, sir. When did you understand the importance of English? And since when you start learning English properly?
Good. I understood the importance of English as a kid. Okay, when I was in class 6, I was much serious about that after class 10. Okay, and then I began to master it. Thank you. Good evening.
When I have read English newspaper, Times of India, there are so many critical words that disturb me. But by the help of dictionary, I know appropriate meaning of that word. But I don't get appropriate headlines of English newspaper. What is the reason?
Right. Newspaper has a special language. In my book, a spoken English kit. उसमें आपको एक चैप्टर मिलेगा how to read newspaper. Right? Meaning भी दिया हुआ है. तो आपको खुद पढ़ना पड़ेगा ना. So be a voracious reader. Be a voracious reader. Read a lot. The more you read, the better you are. So उस किताब में आप पढ़ लोगे. Moreover, the spoken English मैं बार-बार कह रहा हूँ. English for all. The book is designed especially for you. तुम्हें इंग्लिश की पूरा फंडामेंटल्स क्लियर हो जाएगी. तो कॉन्सेप्ट विल क्लियर. Now many questions may arise in your mind. उस पर लैंग्वेज पर है, ग्रामर पर है, वर्ड पर है. The book is divided into 3 sections. So you need to read, and then you can interact with the author also. मेरी जो पहली किताब है स्पोकन इंग्लिश की, उसके बारे में मैंने कहा. You can go through that.
Sir, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
In my mind, sir.
Ask one by one.
Yes, sir. First, my question is, sir, when I talk to anybody, even when my teacher teaches me in class, in the class, I am able to understand English. What he teach me, what he teaches me. But so when I read the newspaper and when I watch the TV, especially news channels, that time, sir, I am unable to understand English, what he is saying.
See, your teacher teaches in the class with a particular set of words, so you easily pick up. Newspaper writes the word, uses the words, maybe many of you don't know. So they do not write the newspaper knowing that you will be knowing this word, you won't be knowing that word. So what you have to do, you have to learn all those words which are generally used in the newspaper. There are 300 words, 3,000 words, which are said to be defining words. They are basic words. उस किताब में भी दी हुई है. You learn them, just not Hindi translation, Hindi equivalents of them. Rather, how to use them. Learn the definitions of them. अच्छी जिंदगी जीना है, हमें अच्छे काम करना है, तो हमें दुनिया को समझना होगा. तो ये नहीं अंग्रेजी ही केवल सीखो. I don't mean that at all. I repeat the word again and again. You need to master 3 languages. It's not what I say, it's the education policy of the government of India says. फिर बहस की बात क्यों होती है? बहस या ये डिसाइड सीखे नहीं, कैसे सीखे ये पूछो, ये पूछ रहे हो, you have answered the questions, still you are confused, ask me for that.
This time, sir, I want to become a spoken instructor in my future. So, what should I do, sir, for this?
My teacher has also come today to guide you. Trainers are there in the office, they all are guiding you. Have the faith in them. You are properly guided, you are in the safe hand. You all are in the safe hands. You will continue classes till you become fluent in the language. But if you want to say that अगर पढ़े भी हो जाए, कोई दवा होती, then you have come to the wrong place. So study has no option. आप पढ़ाई करो, सारी किताबें पढ़ो, ये किताब वो पढ़ो, right? You want to get a job, you want to start a business, सारे कुछ दिमाग खुल जाएगा. It's not I would do, you yourself will be doing it. Because an opportunity leads you to what you are looking for, you look for. Thank you.